What is up, guys? MinishCap1 here. Today I will be doing a reaction VOD review over Bwipo, Mr. Bwipo's singed build that he busted out during his Korean Challenger bootcamp grind. So, it is the Rylai's and double tank item build. The situations where I think that this build is most effective personally is when you're either solo frontline or you're getting focused down first very, very hard and your team has enough damage to compensate for you building a little bit tankier. The runes, I like the primary tree and I like the stat charts. I personally am not a big fan of inspo secondary unless you're running sorcery primary, because the utility that you gain from this tree I think is not as good sometimes as the raw stats that you get from running resolve second or celerity second, movement speed, HP, armor, MR, EP, right, things like that. But I think as a pro player, Bwipo most likely very much values the biscuits for laning and playing versus Korean challengers. I'm sure that he values them too. Versus any sort of early game matchup where they're going to have a large amount of threat over you and you need to have as much AP as possible to push the waves. Double AP shard, flat HP is pretty standard on Singed. You can go for more scaling runes like double health scaling, or for like a movement speed plus health scaling or movement speed plus tenacity. I actually really like movement speed plus tenacity shard with single AP shard, but you have to be careful because if your matchup is hard and they're going to try and fight you a lot, then not having AP or HP can really put you at a disadvantage. You have to be very, very careful, right? But that being said, if you are in a situation where you're going to fight a lot early game, this is the way to go for sure, is double AP, 1 HP. It'll give you better pushing, it'll give you a more stable early game, it'll give you better trades as well. But you do lack the movement speed shard, which does scale quite well, and the health scaling shard, which again scales quite well. Alright, let's get to laning phase here, and let's go ahead and get started.
Could be the case, I'm not sure.
Not a huge fan of starting in that bush and eating a few autos early, but what he's gonna do here is just wait for the wave to shove into him, I think. He's actually getting all his last hits. This is not
farm, bro. Leave me alone.
this is not the noob patch.
You play Yasuo top? I don't. I'm just not a Yasuo player, to be honest with you.
This is not the noob patch. This is the patch before Cinder's able to guarantee last hit with poison trail. So just letting the wave shove into him, waiting for it to crash near his turret. I kind of like that trade. The Yasuo has no sustain, neither does Singed though, but he does have biscuits.
I traded aggressively near my tower, so the wave is remaining near my tower here.
And now Yasuo has to hard shove the wave to get it to crash.
I'm 400 gold anyway, so I don't mind.
Which does put him at a lane advantage, or a position advantage, I should say. He's basically trading his way through the hard early game for Singed, which is good. Weird turret.
Does that. You notice how it like re-aggroed? I don't know why it does that. Anyway, I'm gonna basically be here with my Doran's ring.
Yeah, that is a lot. I agree. Yep, he's gonna go back for his Doran's ring and then TP straight to lane.
To do this now, where I base TP back, and I'm strong enough to fight him now and crush this wave or stack this wave with fast pushing next. I lose 2 melee creeps, but that's okay.
Should probably focus the creep wave first,
trade with him and fight him,
because there is a cannon, but you can definitely fight him now. He's waiting for the minions to die. You see that? He's waiting for Yasuo to have no minions to E away. Then he throws W down and goes for the kill with full stack conquer.
And all in like that, so if you get disrespected like this guy, when I have a base on him, I will definitely slay him.
Yep.
Mix, swirl, mix.
Yeah, the all-in potential right there, it comes from having the advantage of a Doran's ring on the recall. The Yasuo, I don't know what he was doing. I'm shocked that this Yasuo is Korean Challenger, because taking that all in when you're half HP, enemy Singed has full HP recall, Doran's ring recall, is a little bit insane to me. I don't know why the Yasuo thought he would win that. Especially when Yasuo had no potions left, Singed had a biscuit, Singed had 2 potion charges as well. It's just kind of crazy to me. I don't really agree with it. I don't know why he did it. But yeah, that did happen. So he's just gonna freeze his lane right here.
Well, that means I can drag these minions all the way and deny him quite a bit, so I'm definitely gonna do that.
Yep, exactly.
I dropped 1 minion aggro. That's fine there.
and then he will wait for Yasuo to come back and all in him again because he knows he will get an
It's
EXP
$100
advantage.
an hour is what I charge when I
He
do
can
public coaching, so
he can farm to
that's what I
6
charge.
much faster than Yasuo here. Especially because there's so much XP in that cannon. If he zones Yasuo off of it, okay, Yasuo got the XP for cannon, unfortunate, but you saw Yasuo just ping level 5, and Singed was level like 5.3 or 5.2. That means he knows he can win the all-in here if he pushes faster and catches Yasuo on the wave. This Yasuo is very disrespectful. Yeah, look, he's going for the wave first.
I'm gonna hit 6, so
Yep, here it comes. Interesting not to fling him there whenever he came out of the bush.
Up, my bad.
Oh, he said he fucked up. Okay, yeah, gotcha. That'll happen. It is the nature of playing Singed.
That was cheeky by him, honestly. That was cheeky by him. My bad, I didn't fling him into my root. If I had rooted him, it would have been good.
Or fling him out of the bush, but
not ideal, but it's not
like
bad
when he's
either.
eating back through you.
I'm gonna get my armor boots here.
But you see how stable his early game is, though, with the Darksteel Duran's ring.
Bastard. He's tanking a lot of minion damage, however, so I don't really mind, actually.
Surely you just fight him there, right?
Based on how he's reacting.
Or at least go for the push. You have 2 biscuits still.
Movement tells me.
Yeah, this was before the minion last hit patch. Oh, the cannon.
This one.
I mean, it is feels like yesterday that was happening, man. The cannon losses. He does have an HP advantage over Yasuo when the Yasuo leveled up. He can just push this next wave as well and look for reset. He can also, yeah, he knows he can stop his recall too.
I have a thingy advantage on him. Now I can fast push because I'm assuming he's going to finish his recall here. And if he doesn't, then he's just stuck in lane low HP. And if he did recall, then he's losing a bunch of HP.
Yep, exactly. He's timing the Yasuo's recall to try and either trap him in lane or force the back. Either way.
Happy shit here, actually. Shouldn't have wasted my W.
Ooh.
Should be a kill. Wow.
Oh no, dude, 12 HP.
Damn, Talonrome was not called. Otherwise, I would have played it differently. I ran straight into him, assuming that
Yeah,
I was 1v1.
yeah, Talonrome was unlucky there. Unlucky.
I had no worries at all of a gank, but I was getting ganked. That's my bad. I didn't realize.
I think the one thing that's different is like this is very much like from my perspective, this is kind of like a one-trick mentality. I'll rewind a little bit, but the moment that Yasuo knocks me up here, or goes for the third E, I want to hit that R as I see him flying towards me, right? Because why else would Yasuo ever go for that in this scenario where I have double his HP, item advantage, level advantage, right? Like right here, you gotta pop that you see him flying at you. But that being said, that is like a very, very hard. You have like 1/16 of a second to hit that R button basically before he EQs onto you and knocks you up. Then as soon as you're knocked up, you're inside of his knockup plus the extended knockup from his ultimate the entire time until you're dead, basically. So you cannot cast abilities during those times when you're knocked up. It is like a suppression or a silence in that regard, unfortunately. So you have very, very, very little time to actually do that. But I totally get it. Yeah, I make that mistake as well all the time, not using my ultimate whenever I think someone's all-inning me. With Singed in early game, you have to really always be thinking about whether or not the enemy champion is going to all-in you, because in modern league, players have come to learn that, you know, if you think you can fight the Singed, you should just do it, because he is very ultimate reliant, right? Somehow. So if you can chunk Singed like that before his ultimate comes on, then you're at a big advantage, right? To slow push this wave, most likely.
I won't win this round as hard as I did last one. Without my ultimate up.
Yep, you gotta wait for your ultimate.
Should fling him there every time when he does that.
The Singed needs the ultimate to be as relevant as other champions. So actually, that is impressive right there. If you see what the Yasuo does. The on Western servers, I assume this is true for EU as well, because their ping is also a little bit higher. than Korea, just like ours is over here in NA. Korea plays on 2 ping. On NA or EU, whenever you fling a Yasuo during his knock-up Q, whenever he EQs onto you, he actually cannot use his ultimate. There's not enough time. But on Korea with 2 ping, the Yasuo was able to easily push his R button and actually still get the ultimate off, even though he was knocked up by fling. Interesting. Very interesting.
He's pushing the wave, so just waiting for him.
It doesn't change a whole lot because you still just pop your ult and fight, but it gives Yasuo more of a window to fight back against your crowd control. Okay, I think he resets here. Hard to stay with low HP. And you do have teleport available, so
Recall TP here to be full condition.
I think he just goes not Dark Seal, Ruby Crystal, yeah.
First item rush will probably be Rylai's this game. I'm not sure actually.
That's really impressive if he's making this build on the fly. If he's not sure about his build, I think you're fine here. I don't think they can kill you.
Might even 1v2 them, honestly. I'm really OP here.
Yep, we'll stack Conqueror. This Karthus is also very disrespectful. What is up with Korean challenger players disrespecting Singed like this? Triumph proc? You just flash out? It looks so easy to dodge Karthus Skittles on 2 ping, man. That's crazy.
Like, what are you doing, Zinzao? Can't you help me, or you're not useless?
I don't know why Zin didn't just fight there. Wait, that's really weird.
Couldn't just go in and help me? Disappointing. Ulti Kiana. Oh my god, what are you holding it for? Wouldn't you just ult to push someone away?
At least Yasuo didn't get any kills. Hey,
just my Zinzao just didn't go in. I don't know why.
Not my lane, not my problem. You know, not my lane, not my problem. I assume now he's just going to walk back to the lane and push in, knowing that Yasuo is going to have to use resources to come back to lane. He'll have to use TP to come back to lane. If he doesn't have TP, then he's going to lose a wave at least. So it is a somewhat okay scenario for Mr. Bwipo here to not have had the enemy. Oh my, he almost had double kill on that Pantheon. It is a decent scenario for him to not have to deal with Yasuo having kills. Talon does have kills, but hey, not my lane, not my problem, you know? It is this cannon, very nice.
You know what I mean? Like, I was hoping that he would just run at him and
yeah, I don't know why Zin didn't actually fight there. Oh, the goo disappeared. Hate to see it.
Trade, but he has life still now. I'm scared of Karthus.
Decent Singe ref would be to add like half a second to goo duration on the ground. Make it a bit easier to find those like W runaway goo fling.
Simultaneously ganking me again.
Yeah, I feel like just like if Zin fought with the Yasuo there, or fought the Yasuo, then it would have been another Triumph proc for Singed. Could have lived. Yasuo TPing in, good movement by Singed here. There's nothing for him to do but staying in top lane, so just go ahead and pre-walk to the fight. Big W. Two assists, that is actually 40 gold with Triumph, so he is getting decent amount of money from being here. They can dive this gen. As long as it doesn't get W'd under turret, this is mostly free. Oh, so that Jin did QW, you see that?
Is worth it, I think. Oh, 2 people died?
He didn't do auto W, he did QW.
Would leave the tower a bit sooner. No, it's not as worth it.
Just looking for the stun, very smart.
Still, I'd say. Rylai's first, I think, this game.
I think it's still okay, honestly. I wouldn't say it's not worth it, because it is a kill for your team, but yeah, it just sucks to be the guinea pig during games like this sometimes, but I totally understand. Okay, I will fast forward a bit, back to laning phase here. Alright, let's see. Potential gank from Zen. He's gonna let Zen go through the lane, he's gonna walk around.
Nice, you go from lane, I go around, works for me too.
This Yasuo is pretty squishy. You see, I like how he's holding his W so long to make sure that he hits it properly. That is the sign of an experienced Singed player, what he just did there.
Smite it, why don't you?
I should actually, I'll be more specific. It is the sign of a experienced Singed player who plays other champions than just Singed. Many Singed mains will kind of greed that a little bit too quickly and not get a perfect W. But getting that perfect W right there matters a lot because it gives Yasuo so much less of a window to actually play the game, which is good.
Easy for them. I feel like if Erlen Sol was under the tower, it could have been easier. Or more gameplay could have been had. Oh well. Trying to farm for level 11 here. Level 11 is my next big spike. Level 11 and...
They can kill Yasuo between turret. They should try.
Big spikes. Wanna kill this guy?
Yeah, they can kill him between turret. Tornado Sirens going off, boys.
Okay, sure.
It's our fucking 7th tornado in 3 weeks, so exciting stuff. Triumph proc on Karthus. He did not get the Triumph proc. I would have flashed there for Triumph proc.
Also, I can't do much, but not too bad of a fight. We ended up owning. Surprised she didn't go for the thingy there. The grass mark.
I think he's trying to hold his flash more for like big objective fights, which I respect that.
This game I just go Deadman's Deadman's play just to be faster and catch people. I think that's not bad.
It is statistically the better way to play for super high elo games like this, is holding your summoners for group fights.
Sol, Kiana, Zin, even Pantheon.
Sorry, I'm gonna repeat what he said there.
Deadman's play just to be faster and catch people. I think that's not bad.
Yeah.
For the most part, I am just trying to catch up and run at people. I don't think I need damage. My comp has so much damage in it with a soul.
So he did do this build on the fly. That's kind of crazy.
Quick Pantheon solo kill.
He just theory crafted that shit.
I mean,
but yeah, it
support role.
It makes sense. Your team has a lot of damage, so
he just ran up and fucking killed him.
He has 4 carries on his team.
Nice. Love it. I don't know if that's true. I think Pickcorp had a really good performance in the games that they won. So I don't know if that's true necessarily. But I mean, both teams showed decent performance, but ultimately we're worse than the Oysters, you know?
So you think he's going to push here?
The fucking Oysters.
Look, the Yasuo has Bork, to be careful. Even if he feels strong with Ninja Tabby and Chain Vest, the Yasuo can absolutely hurt you with Bork. You gotta respect it. Good dodge on the Yasuo tornado there.
When I have ult, I could fight him, but right now I don't want to.
If you notice, the Bwipo's singed movement is actually really good. The way that he... Sometimes he gets hit by the Yasuo Qs, but like the way that he just like maneuvers the champion is really, really clean, I think. In these small micro scenarios. It shows good mechanics, which I think would show more on other champions, but it's still good on... Like, movement and positioning is key on Singed. I'm surprised Yasuo didn't just ult in there. Yasuo might be dead now. Good Q dodge. See, if you wait for the Singe to pop the ultimate, the likelihood of you winning the fight is so much lower. Flow shield down. Yep, there you go.
I don't know what he expected.
Yeah, the Yasuo, I feel like the Korean challenger players are just disrespecting the Singe so much. Like, whenever Yasuo walks up to Singe, or Karthus walks up to Singe in melee range, whenever Yasuo just like takes that fight after Singe pops his ultimate, I don't understand, because I feel like it'd be better off if they just take if Yasuo takes the fight before Singe ults, which he had the opportunity to. He knocked him up once before, so this is weird to me. The KR challengers, bro, they are they're disappointing me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm kind of sad. I was excited to see some like really hard pressure applied to Mr. Bwipo here, but he's just kind of just walking over this guy. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Maybe there's boosted monkeys in every region. Who knows, dude? Yasuo fighting Kiana 1v1 losing. Love to see it. Just auto the turret once to apply Void Grubs and then TP in.
Don't have ult. Don't want to fight.
Oh, his ult's down. Yeah, I totally agree. If your ult's down, you shouldn't fight on Singe. Completely hard agree.
Killed one. Not bad. 1 for 2 is acceptable. I TP without my ult.
He gets bot tier 1 here. He can TP top afterwards if he wants to. It's pretty low, yeah. And an enemy Yasuo's team is there, so hard to make it work. But
when they open bot tower for that play top.
Weird fling on that minion, but so the reason why I don't fling small minions is because it's generally not worth it, especially after the minion CSing change. But if someone's waiting in the bush and they see that you flung a minion, they know your fling is down, they can use that window to fight you and kill you. Because fling is your disengage tool and your repositioning tool. Okay, enemy team got ripped Herald. This is actually a pretty high kill game, even if the Yasuo is inting. Pretty even game, even if the Yasuo is inting, which is kind of exciting. Even games are very fun for me because it lets me actually flex my team fighting skills on Singe. So what he's doing here, you don't have to do as much anymore, where he's facing in the wave to make sure that minions die to poison. because it stops your minions from getting onto them as much. He has Dead Man's money
Running
here.
up right now. No need for me to fight too aggressively or do anything crazy.
Okay,
Crazy game
I
like
would
this,
take
if you
turret
can be the
recall,
strongest
get
character
Dead
in the
Man's for
game,
dragon
like
fight.
farming a lot, that's never a bad thing. You can always pick your fights later. You need to know which ones are the game losers. Like this one, I could TP here. This looks pretty promising.
Yep, I agree completely.
Everything's all a bit far, but they're running into
Finding
a
the
really
correct
bad
fight is
fight,
important.
and
Here we
have a
go.
nice W here.
Okay, there's Jin Flash. I believe you flash out. You should be good to go. Triumph proc on Alistar. He turns his poison off for the dragon. Very smart. Oh no.
I wanted to run to the fruits. Ah, my bad. I died for free.
Hate to see it. The Karthus knew he was in there. He was looking for him, so hard to get out there, even if he did die technically for free.
I'm gonna go into Unending Despair as well, I think. Just because I think as long as I'm tanky, that's good enough. I don't think I need to be dealing damage this game, because if I can run in and create chaos, my teammates will profit from that.
Yep, I completely agree.
Combo me, that's already good enough.
Yeah, I completely agree. The enemy team, the Alistar Jhin is going to focus you very hard, and then once you get CC'd by them, you're going to focus very hard by everybody else. Your team has a lot of damage in this game. I wouldn't worry too much about actual damage output. And for what it's worth, you are basically the solo frontline on your team. Like, yes, you do have a Xin who will absorb some damage and a Pantheon, but they're not nearly as tanky as you. They can't absorb the types of damage that Singed can. And because they will output more damage than you, in a shorter period of time, you are tanking for them in order for them to find the correct fight. Now, if my team was a bit, team comp was a bit different and they didn't have as high of damage, like if they had an enchanter support or a tank support, maybe I would want to go for a AP-oriented build. Like Deadman's into Riftmaker or Bloodletter's second and third item, because then I'd actually want the damage to be able to fight. But in this situation, I have a fucking Pantheon support who's going to put out a lot of damage, right? Super good fight, super clean fight so far here. Actually, let me rewind a little bit and narrate, or let you hear his narration in this fight.
Don't want to use my W, because if Alistar flashes out, that's good enough, and if he doesn't have flash, then he's dead. Oh, no flash, this guy. I'm gonna W here, in case anyone wants to walk up, then I can fling them into the root and fist them like that.
Super good W there. Ult comes up.
Flash, so he's just getting rammed down here.
Jhin trapped in Rylai dies as well.
But the W there was placed so I could follow up and kill any melee characters trying to get on my Zins out. But,
another thing about this W, by the way,
W there was placed so I could...
another thing about this W is it prevents people from, like, look at the position of this. If your team wants to back up into your poison trail, that applies Rylai's, and back up into your W, that applies slow and grounding as well. So double slow and grounding. The slows don't stack, but once one is over, the other one will apply. That gives them a lot more safety to play this fight. And if they don't back up, you can still run forward and fight the enemy team like normal, because you're singed and you have your teammates to drift through right here, right? Super good choke point W. I like it a lot. Very well done.
Yeah. But the W there was placed so I could follow up and kill any melee characters trying to get on my Zins out, like fling them into the goo, basically.
Yeah, if my team had less damage, or if I wasn't solo frontline, I think I would look more for the hard AP build, but I do like this build quite a bit that he's running this game.
Goo. Much love. Appreciate it, brother. Thoughts on Abyssal versus Bloodletter on Singed?
Bloodletter is better.
Just different items, right? One is against magic, good against magic
and
resistance, and one is...
Abyssal is just damage amp. It's not magic pen anymore. But like you can get both. They don't compete with each other in the same way that they used to.
If they don't have MR, then the other one is good. Like Abyssal Mask is good if they have magic resistance, and is good if they have
No. Abyssal Mask is good if they have magic penetration, or if they have AP damage. It's not really. It doesn't shred MR anymore. Bloodletter shreds MR now. Abyssal Mask just gives you damage amplification.
Good either way, but it makes you tankier. Whereas Bloodletters is a straight up damage option, so you should look at it that way. One is a tank item, one is a damage option. So the extra damage on Abyssal is like, it's nice, but it's not the main reason you build it. It makes you tanky is why you build it.
You buy Abyssal for the combination of the effects,
That's
right?
How I would perceive it.
Alright, team gets Otacon.
I told you Singed is broken. Oh, Singed is broken. It's just a matter of having a matchup that's playable, really. That's what, like... That's the
He's so right. He's so... Singed can be super, super fun, super powerful, but the matchup is such a big indicator of whether or not you can make this champion work, in my opinion.
When you're looking at Singed.
He's so correct.
That's what it's all about.
This Yasuo gets ran down here, I think. Asol can just slow him, zone him forever.
Oh, I thought he would E the other way. That's my bad. I messed up.
Wait, does Singe W not get blocked by Yasuo Windwall in Korea? They changed this so that it gets absorbed. Oh, he W'd in front of it, I think, actually. Here, let me frame by frame this. Because if you W through a wind wall, it's supposed to break it now and make your W disappear. So let's actually see. Here's wind wall animation. He sees the animation. He moves his cursor, yeah, to right in front of the W. Never mind. So he knows that it breaks it, so he's just putting it in front.
He would E the other way. That's my bad. I messed up.
Well played, well done. Unending Despair is on the way.
Holy.
Team's fighting in mid. He has a wave bottom. He can also have a flank bottom.
Your screen shaking is kind of crazy. Like when he drops the fatal.
The Alistar sees Singed crossing from bot side here. I'd probably go back bottom and keep pushing for tier 3 personally, because then whenever Yasuo respawns, he has to go to answer you, and then you can just rotate to mid.
Drive by and cancel some bases here. Get some vision with the rest of the homies.
It is okay to cancel the recalls though. I can understand that, but I would personally probably look for the bot turret pressure so that my team has easier time pushing mid. But I think both plays are good. Honestly, his play is probably a bit more efficient.
I can always pick up movement speed for my teammates like this. Oh, that guy got fucked.
Yep. So you see how the fight is playing out. Even the Jhin is focusing Singe instead of the Zin that's right on top of him. Even the Karthus is looking for Singed instead of the champions that are right on top of him. Do you see this? Like, he had absolutely the correct read. Let's just watch how these characters or how these players are focusing him super hard. Even though there's more immediate threats for them to focus on, right? But look how hard they're going for the Singed here. Oh, oops, sorry, my bad. Look how hard they're going for the Singed here. Yeah, definitely the right call to look for a tankier option this game, I think. Yep, very good, very good, very good. Oh, he's TPing in to cancel the Karthus ultimate.
I fucking knew it.
That's smart.
I was hoping he didn't realize.
That's pretty smart. I like that.
Yeah, he's pissed.
All right, we got. I need a spare jump. Then after this, if the game goes longer, I'd probably personally look for Lee injuries.
I mean, he saw me TPing. If he knew, he could have just waited for my TP to end and then ulted. But I wasn't sure if he knew the interaction. The since TP changed.
His ASOL is very strong, 11-5.
The same way as the Hex Gates, so you can actually dodge it. Rylai works that way too. You can dodge Karthus ult with it. But you can't really... You can't do it on command because your TP channel takes longer than his ult channel, so he needs to make the mistake of not knowing that it works that way. And fortunately for me, he was not a knower.
He could also have thought that it was on cooldown.
Very nice.
If they weren't timing it properly.
I'm coming in hot with my ultimate.
Here comes the thunder and lightning for our tornado. As the Singe tornado goes in. So what you see right there, the Unending Despair actually applies a slow and Conqueror stack with slow from Rylai's Conqueror stack from your rune. You see this? I'll play the fight one more time. But you can see as he walks up, he's in combat here, and the Despair immediately applies. And then watch the Jhin right there applies again from a distance. It gives you a slow from outside of Poison Trail range. Then it'll apply on Alistar again here, and Talon. See, very nice. Bit of a triple killer.
I think Despair did some work there.
It definitely did, yeah. And without the double tank item build, you're actually dead there, so.
Tank the tower a bit.
Looking good, looking good.
Oh, his windwall works on my goo? I didn't even know it worked that way.
Yes, it does work on your goo. I thought you knew because of the way you positioned it earlier.
Oh, I didn't know it worked that way.
Apparently he didn't know that they changed it, but yeah, it's different. I guess he didn't know though. All right, guys. That being said, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. I'll catch you next one. What do you guys think? How is the Bwipo build in your eyes? It is a pretty fun Pretty fun setup in my opinion that you can definitely make work when you are solo frontline. And I think it's fun, especially because in a lot of these Super Halo games, you do end up you end up being solo frontline unsinged a bit, which having a tank option like this, I think, is super good because if you're not able to like flex frontline for your team, then it's a bit harder, right? This build is also a bit better now than it was, I think, whenever Bwipo played it, because you do have easier last hits without having Lee injuries, so you can farm effectively until your 4th item Lee injuries if that is what you need to do, right? Not as fast. You can't push as fast as you would, but you'll still get the last hits from your poison shell, right? So that being said, guys, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next one. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I appreciate you guys. Much love. Mwah. Peace. Bye.